You're easily replaceable. Don't forget it. My name is Marco, 29, a construction worker for Cresswell Electric in Phoenix. I'd been with Jessica for 3 years. That night, in our apartment's kitchen, as she scrolled through texts from her ex, Tyler, her words slammed into me like a brick to the ribs. I'd asked why Tyler kept texting about old business, a simple question. Her reply wasn't just harsh, it was deliberate. She didn't even glance up from her phone. You're right, I said, voice steady. I should keep that in mind. Something clicked inside me, not rage, but a sharp clarity. Jessica had always belittled me, but this was different. This was a signal I should have caught months earlier. She smirked, still typing. Good, stop obsessing over Tyler, he's just a friend. I watched her fingers dance across the screen, hiding messages she'd never share. The apartment felt like it was closing in. 3 years of treading lightly. 3 years of her critiquing my clothes, my speech, the way I ate. 3 years of being told I was lucky she tolerated me. I'm going for a drive, I said. Whatever. Grab milk on your way back. I snatched my keys and left. In my truck, I sat, thinking of Victoria, Jessica's cousin. At family events, Victoria's eyes would meet mine when Jessica made a sharp comment, her subtle headshake like an apology for something not her fault. At Jessica's birthday party, Victoria had pulled me aside. You don't deserve how she treats you, she'd whispered. Someone should tell you that. I'd dismissed it then, chalking it up to family loyalty. But in the truck, I realized Victoria was the only one in Jessica's world who ever acted like I mattered. My phone buzzes Jessica, and get organic milk, not the cheap kind. I stared at it for a minute, then deleted it without replying and drove to a hardware store. Not because I needed anything, but because I could. 2 hours later, back home, Jessica was asleep. I stood in the doorway, watching her, and for the first time in months, I felt nothing, no love, no irritation, no guilt over Tyler's texts. Just a void where 3 years of trying to measure up used to be. I went to the kitchen and jotted down Victoria's number from a scrap I'd saved months ago, when I still cared about fitting into Jessica's family plans. Tomorrow I'd call her. Jessica and I met at a Scottsdale bar when I was 26. She was finishing her marketing degree, bold and quick-witted in ways that drew me in. I was 2 years into my job at Cresswell Electric, finally earning a steady paycheck after a tough early 20s. She chased me hard at first, bringing coffee to job sites, texting non-stop, making me feel like I'd won a prize. Now I see it differently. She wasn't falling for me. She was claiming me. The shifts were subtle at first. She disliked my work buddies, calling them too rough. She bought me new clothes, saying my old ones embarrassed her. When I got promoted to crew supervisor, she scoffed, "Don't get cocky. It's still just grunt work." Family gatherings were the worst. Jessica's parents, Robert and Patricia, ran 3 furniture stores in Phoenix. They'd ask about my job, and when I said electrical work, they'd nod politely and move on. Jessica never stood up for me, laughing when her dad cracked jokes about blue-collar smarts, or her mom mused if I'd ever aim for a real career. But Victoria was different. At 27, she taught 2nd grade in Tempe and asked genuine questions about my work. Listening when I described rewiring the downtown courthouse, when Jessica's dad made another dig about electricians, Victoria steered the talk elsewhere. "Marco fixed my garbage disposal last month," she said at Easter dinner. "Saved me $300 and did it better than any pro." Jessica shot her a glance. "He likes tinkering with tools. He likes helping people," Victoria countered softly. I caught her eye across the table. Her smile warmed me in a way that wasn't just gratitude. The red flags with Jessica piled up over time. She started going out without me, saying, "You wouldn't fit in." She nitpicked everything: how I stacked the dishwasher, my driving, my word choices. 6 months ago, when Tyler's texts began, she got defensive fast. "He's going through a divorce," she said. "I'm just being there for him." But her phone was always face down now. She took calls in the bathroom, saying things like, "Tyler values my input. He actually listens." The jab was obvious, and like me, the night she called me replaceable, it hit me. She'd been priming me for this for months. The next morning, Jessica left for work early, no goodbye. I called in sick to Cresswell Electric, a first in 2 years, and sat at the kitchen table, staring at Victoria's number. Was I crazy, calling my fiancée's cousin because my ego was bruised? It felt weak. But Victoria had said I didn't deserve Jessica's treatment. Maybe it was just kindness, but no one else had said it in 3 years. I dialed before I could back out. "Marco." Victoria sounded surprised. "Everything okay?" "I need to ask you something," I said. "Be honest." A pause, then, "Okay. Does Jessica love me?" The silence stretched so long I thought she'd hung up. Finally, she said, can we meet? This isn't for the phone. We met at a Chandler coffee shop, halfway between our jobs. Victoria arrived in a yellow sundress, looking nervous. She sat across from me, hands clasped. She told me what she said to you, Victoria started, about being replaceable. My stomach sank. She told you. She was laughing about it, said you just took it without pushing back. Victoria's voice was soft. Marco, that's not normal. People who love you don't say that. Something broke open inside me. I've been wondering if I'm too sensitive, I admitted. You're not, she said, touching my hand. Jessica's always been cruel. Even as kids, she'd say awful things and make you feel like you deserved it. Why didn't anyone call her out? Because she's good at making people believe they're the problem. Victoria's eyes flashed with anger I'd never seen. But you don't deserve it, Marco. You're kind. You work hard. You help people without asking for credit. You remember I like almond milk latte? You listen when I talk about my kids at school. Jessica doesn't see that. I stared at our hands, hers warm, unlike Jessica's cold courtesy. I've been thinking about leaving, I said. You should, Victoria replied instantly. You should have left ages ago. The air shifted between us. She pulled her hand back, blushing. Sorry, I shouldn't have. Don't apologize. I looked at her, really looked, and saw something I'd been too loyal to Jessica to notice. Can I ask you something else? She nodded. Would you have dinner with me? Just us, not as family. Victoria smiled, and for the first time in months, I could breathe. That evening, I walked into our apartment with a new energy. Jessica was on the couch, phone to her ear, laughing with Tyler. I have to go, she said, spotting me. Marco's home. She hung up and looked at me expectantly. Where's the milk? Forgot it. Her face hardened. I specifically asked you, we need to talk. I cut in. Jessica blinked, unaccustomed to being interrupted. About what, Tyler? About him, about how you treat me, about us. She set her phone down slowly. Oh, this'll be rich. Let me guess. You've been stewing over last night and want some big relationship talk. I want you to stop talking to Tyler, I said. She laughed outright. Seriously, I'm not comfortable with it, the constant texts, the calls. It's not okay for someone who's engaged. Tyler's a friend. She snapped. I'm not cutting him off because you're insecure. It's not insecurity. It's exactly insecurity. She stood, arms crossed. This is what I mean, Marco. You're threatened by everything. Tyler's got a thriving law practice, drives a BMW, owns a house in Scottsdale. Of course that bothers you. Her words stung where she aimed, but instead of shame, I felt clarity. You're right. I'm uncomfortable, I said, but not because of his money. Because my fiancé's emotionally cheating and acting like I'm crazy for noticing. Her face turned to ice. Emotionally cheating? That's absurd. Is it? When's the last time you laughed at something I said? Took my call in front of others? Defended me? I shouldn't have to defend you. Yes, you should, I said, louder than intended. That's what you do when you love someone. You support them, not tell them they're replaceable. Jessica stared, then smiled, colder than ever. Want the truth, Marco? Tyler asked me to move in with him. His divorce is almost done, and he wants me there when it's final. I said I was engaged, but I'm starting to think that was a mistake. 6 months ago, that would have crushed me. Now, it was a relief. So you are cheating. I'm keeping my options open, she said. Which you do when you're with someone who'll never be more than an electrician. There's nothing wrong with being an electrician. Not if you're fine with mediocrity. I'm not. She picked up her phone. Tyler values ambition, intelligence, someone who wants more than fixing wires for a paycheck. I absorbed her cruelty. 3 years of cuts leading to this. I'm staying at my brother's tonight, I said. Good, I'll call Tyler. At the door, I turned. By the way, Jessica, I had coffee with Victoria today. Her expression flickered. She thinks I deserve better than this. Victoria doesn't know squat about relationships. She's been single for 2 years. Maybe she's been waiting for the right person. I left before she could reply. In my truck, I called Victoria. How'd it go? She asked. Exactly like you said. I started the engine. She chose Tyler. I'm sorry, Marco. Don't be. It's the best thing that could have happened. My brother Danny lived in a Mesa duplex. He saw my face, grabbed 2 beers, and asked, Jessica. I spilled everything. Danny never liked her but stayed quiet, thinking I was happy. As I talked, his face darkened. She's been planning this for months, he said. The Tyler comments, the put-downs, making you feel worthless. She was setting you up to accept being dumped. Why not just end it? Because she wanted a fallback. If Tyler didn't pan out, she'd keep you on the hook. Danny took a swig. Marco, I've never meddled in your relationships, but she's toxic. The next morning, Victoria texted, "How you doing?" I called instead. "Can I see you today? I need to tell you something." We met at the same coffee shop. Victoria looked worried. "Jessica called me last night," she said you're having an emotional breakdown, accused her of cheating, and stormed out. "She wants me to talk sense into you, remind you how good you have it with her." She paused. "She also said you were inappropriate with me." That calling me behind her back made her uneasy. I felt Jessica's trap tightening, turning her family against me. "Victoria, I need to ask you something, and I need you to trust me enough to answer honestly." She nodded. "Has Jessica always been like this, even as kids?" After a long pause, she spoke. "When Jessica was 15, she dated a guy, Kevin, nice kid, played guitar, worked at his dad's auto shop. She spent months mocking his clothes, his car, his family. Then she showed up at a family barbecue with Chad Morrison, you know, the real estate heir. She'd been cheating on Kevin for months, dumped him by text. Her mum was proud, saying Jessica upgraded. The pattern clicked. She finds someone loyal, keeps them around while she hunts for better, then discards them cruelly." Victoria's voice was bitter. "Her family enables it because she always lands someone richer. Except Tyler's married. She doesn't care. She thinks his divorce means she's won." Victoria looked at me. "Marco, I've seen her do this to 3 guys. Each time crueler. Why didn't you warn me?" "I tried. Last Christmas, when I said you seemed tired. I hoped you'd open up, but you said it was just over time." She reached for my hand. "I've wanted to say something for 2 years, but what could I do? Tell my cousin's fiancée, she's awful." "You could have said, I deserved better." "I did, at her birthday party." I nodded. "I wasn't ready to hear it." She smiled sadly. "Are you now?" "I'm ready for a lot now." Over the next week, Jessica and I barely spoke. She stayed late at work, coming home to take Tyler's calls in the bedroom. I slept on the couch, counting days until I could leave. But Victoria and I talked daily. Coffee turned to lunches. She shared stories about her students, her dream of becoming a principal. I told her about restoring the old Phoenix Theater, how rewarding it was to revive something beautiful. "Jessica never asked about your work," Victoria noted. "She said it was dull." "It's not dull. You light up talking about it." She smiled. "You should see your face when you describe solving that wiring puzzle." Something grew between us: respect, curiosity, laughter not at anyone's expense. "Victoria," I said carefully, "I'm falling for you. I know the timing's messy, and Jessica complicates it, but I need you to know." She was quiet so long I feared I'd ruined it. Then she said, "I've had feelings for you since your first family dinner with us. Jessica introduced you, and I thought she didn't deserve you. Why didn't you say anything? You were with my cousin. I thought you loved her." I told myself I was just lonely. She looked at me. "But I wasn't lonely. I was waiting for someone like you." "What about Jessica?" "We tell the truth. She'll be livid, but she made her choice with Tyler. She claimed we had an affair. People who know us will see through it, and those who don't matter." Jessica's family reunion was the next weekend at Robert and Patricia's Paradise Valley home, an annual bash for Patricia's birthday and family gossip. Jessica had been eager to flaunt her engagement ring and wedding plans. "She'll expect you to come," Victoria said. "I have a better idea." Friday night, while Jessica was at Tyler's, I packed my things and left the ring on the counter with a note. "You were right. I'm easily replaceable. I hope Tyler makes you happy." Saturday morning, I picked up Victoria. Her blue dress made her eyes shine like the sky. Her smile brought a peace I'd never felt with Jessica. "Nervous?" she asked as we drove. "Terrified," I admitted, "but excited. Jessica's going to flip." "Good. Maybe she'll show everyone who she really is." Victoria laughed. "My family'll be shocked." "Some will. Others might have been waiting for this." We arrived at 2 p.m. through the window. Jessica held court, likely bragging about her lawyer boyfriend. She had no idea her past was about to catch up. "Ready?" Victoria asked, taking my hand. "Ready?" Jessica spotted us through the window before we reached the door. Her face cycled through confusion, disbelief, then fury. By the time Patricia opened the door, Jessica was shoving past relatives. "What is this?" she demanded, glaring between us. "What are you doing here?" "Hello, Jessica," I said calmly. "Victoria invited me, invited you. You my fiancé." "Not anymore. Check your kitchen counter." Her face paled. She fumbled for her phone, probably to call someone at the apartment. "You left me for my cousin," she shouted, drawing every eye. "You cheated with my own family." "I never cheated," I said. "Unlike some people." Robert stepped forward. "What's going on?" "Jessica's been having an affair with Tyler Morrison for months," Victoria said clearly. She told Marco he was replaceable, so he left. That's not Jessica started. Tyler's married, isn't he? Patricia cut in, voice sharp. The room went quiet. Jessica scanned her family, finding no support. His divorce is almost done, she said defensively. So you've been seeing a married man while engaged to Marco? Uncle Thomas asked. It's not like that. It's exactly like that, Victoria said. And it's not the first time. Remember Kevin, David from college? Jessica's eyes darted, seeking allies that weren't there. Her image was crumbling. At least Tyler has a future, she spat. Not some electrician. Her contempt hung heavy. Family members exchanged looks. Marco's a good man, Victoria's mother said softly. He's always been kind, respectful. He fixed our garage door last summer, Uncle Thomas added. Wouldn't take a dime. He's helped half this family with electrical issues, Patricia said, eyeing Jessica with disappointment. Jessica was trapped, her family seeing her clearly. Within 6 months, the truth spread. Tyler's wife found their texts, and Jessica became a cautionary tale. Tyler lost his law firm partnership and half his assets. Jessica lost her job when her affair with a client violated company policy. She moved back with her parents, struggling to rebuild her reputation. Phoenix is small, and gossip travels. Jessica learned what replaceable felt like as her friends drifted away. Victoria and I took our time, dating properly, meeting each other's friends, building something real. A year later, I proposed at the same coffee shop where she'd said I deserved better. She said yes before I finished. We married 2 years after the reunion. Patricia cried happy tears. She said, Robert walked Victoria down the aisle, calling me the son-in-law he'd always wanted. Even Jessica attended, with a new boyfriend from online. She was polite but subdued, realizing some bridges stay burned. Danny, my best man, said in his speech, sometimes the best thing for a man is losing what he thought he wanted to find, what he truly needed. Victoria now teaches 3rd grade. I started my own electrical contracting business. We have a Chandler home with a garage workshop and plans for kids someday. Jessica was right, I was replaceable in her life, but she was wrong about what that meant. It didn't make me worthless. It freed me to find someone who saw my worth. Sometimes the best revenge is just being happy.